June 6, 1944, D-Day. The world would never forget the day freedom began its march across the sands of Normandy. The scope, scale, and courage on display during this historic assault were unprecedented. But epic moments like these were born months earlier, not in the chaos of war, but in the meticulous preparation of arguably the most complex military operation in human history, Operation Overlord. Before a single boot touched French soil, there began a colossal and highly secretive campaign of planning that would ultimately determine the fate of World War II in Europe. Operation Overlord was many things: the largest amphibious invasion ever attempted, an exercise in uniting disparate Allied forces, and a gamble taken on a knife's edge. But above all, it was a masterclass in logistics, deception, and coordination. So how did this daring plan come together? It all started with a desperate need. By the end of 1943, the Allies knew that to truly break the grip of Nazi Germany on Europe, there was only one viable option: a direct assault across the English Channel into the heart of occupied France. After years of fighting in North Africa and Italy, the timing was critical. The Soviet Union, bearing the brunt of the war in the East, pleaded for a second front. The sense of urgency was inescapable. But balancing boldness with precision, that would be a Herculean task. The man charged with this monumental challenge was none other than General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Appointed Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Force, Ike was more than a military leader. He was a diplomat, statesman, and problem solver rolled into one. His key task? To unite the divergent strategies, ambitions, and egos of numerous Allied nations into one cohesive vision. This was no simple feat. The British favored caution after the devastation at Dunkirk years earlier, while the Americans leaned toward aggressive action. Eisenhower's work often resembled political firefighting as much as military strategy. But leadership alone wasn't enough. The Allies needed information, intelligence so accurate it could guide an army across the unpredictable waters of the English Channel and lay waste to Hitler's Atlantic Wall. A fortress of coastal defenses stretching from Norway to the southern edge of France. The Atlantic Wall was a formidable barrier, stretching from Norway to the southern edge of France, designed to repel any Allied invasion. To achieve this, the Allies initiated one of the greatest deceptions in warfare: Operation Bodyguard. While Operation Overlord itself prepared for Normandy, Operation Bodyguard played the ultimate game of misdirection. The goal was clear: fool the Germans into believing the invasion would strike the French coastline much farther north, in Pas-de-Calais. The Allies fed false intelligence through double agents, deceptive radio traffic, and even created entire fake divisions with rubber tanks and dummy ships. On the eastern coast of England, inflatable landing craft were stationed to sell the illusion further, while General George Patton was tasked with commanding the fictitious 1st U.S. Army Group, a ruse designed to lend credibility to the false threat. So convincing was the subterfuge that even after the first reports of Allied landings at Normandy, many German commanders hesitated, convinced the real assault was yet to come at Calais. This deception saved countless lives. But espionage was just one part of the equation. The scale of preparation boggles the mind even today. Engineers constructed artificial harbors, known as mulberry harbors, that could be deployed to the French coast to unload supplies in the first critical days after the invasion. Meanwhile, specialized tanks, nicknamed Hobart's Funnies, were developed, capable of destroying beach obstacles, laying bridges, and clearing mines. The meticulous planning didn't stop there.